pole vault now. Mondo Duplantis has been miles over. We've had that wonderful graphic on hand today showing some 28, 30 centimetres or so for Mondo Duplantis. And I think, Tamsin, for me, as the bar goes up, Duplantis brings in that pike motion at the top. He actually does begin to pike his body and yielding another huge clearance. Everybody coming in at 5:55. You would not see this on the circuit in a Diamond League. Mondo Duplantis starting at 5:55. And it's got to be about settling the nerves here for Duplantis, because it's certainly not about whether he's capable of 5:55. That was huge. Thought Shashasma was miles over it for Turkey, but Mondo Duplantis could have pulled doors with his coach, Giuseppe Giubilesco, and Giubilesco actually has the outdoor record as well. That's at 5:90. It's way too soon to be talking about that. But he gets Stecchi over 5:85 first. Decent first attempt for him. You see Mondo Duplantis re-enter the competition here after his pass at 5:75. I think that's a different pole than we saw Mondo Duplantis on the 5:55. I'm confused by that. I would have thought, no, it's okay. Just spotted the bit of pink further down. It is the same pole. It was close to the bar on the way up there, Duplantis. So he's been sitting down for a long, long time waiting to take this attempt. And sometimes that yields a failure when you come back into the competition. And Duplantis, it was so high. You can see the clearance at the top, at the high point. Just on a different planet, but he was close to it on the way up. You can see the closest there, 9 centimetres versus 20. Duplantis will vault next. Then Nielsen, then Collet. It's been a long time since we saw Mondo Duplantis do his first time clearance at 5:85. So many jumps going on at 5:90. A lot of third attempts at 5:85. Duplantis rested well. Has he maintained his focus? Here he is, first attempt at 5:95. And yes, Mondo Duplantis is fine. He's saying, calm down, everybody. Yes, that's a significant clearance. And it was a good clearance, it was a high clearance, but Duplantis will know it's not time to celebrate yet. Guessing we're looking at Mondo Duplantis' shoes here. Here we are. A bit more of a clue when you zoom out. The long socks. Trademark of Mondo Duplantis' outfit as well. So it was a good clearance at 5:95. Duplantis. Bar now up at 6 metres. Special stat coming up for you if Mondo Duplantis does manage to hit another competition over 6 metres. And he does. That is the 50th time that Mondo Duplantis has exceeded 6 metres in a competition. What a special moment for the Swedish athlete. He owns every statistic out there. For a long time he was chasing Sergei Bubka's most jumps over 6 metres. He's done that. So, first failure to Obiena. Duplantis can go clear first time here. And that would put the pressure on Obiena if it wasn't there already.
Yes, definitely.
And he does it. First time. First time.
He's just so good. He's so fast, and in the pole vault, you're just trying to create as much speed as possible and then transfer it as efficiently as possible, and he's so efficient. He doesn't lose energy anywhere in his jump. It's really incredible. And that, combined with the fact that he was jumping a technically good jump from the age of 6'8". He just has so many repetitions, and that's really how you get better in the pole vault, is just by repping it out over and over again.
And that's the first bit of emotional celebration I think we've seen from Duplantis. He punches the air there. It's a good clearance, nearly 10 centimetres in excess of the 605. But following on from that foul from Obiena, is this when we start to see Duplantis bring that emotion in?
I think so. I think going first attempt on a 605, more rest and see if that helps you.
So Obiena there, I think he was indicating a change in the depth. He wanted the pole out. He was using sign language to say 4 and 5. I'm sure he'll go and confirm it verbally.
Which, yeah, if he's moving the standards, then he might be changing up poles. Because really we put the standards where we think our hips are going to be peaking. And so if he is moving his standards, then there is a chance. And maybe he went up a pole and just wasn't confident, and that's why he stopped, and maybe went back down a pole and changed the standards. Or maybe he's feeling really good and is going to go up a pole and standards closer. We'll see.
First attempt at 6 meters and 10 centimeters for Mondo Duplantis. Has looked good so far.
Oh
there he is.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. But are we surprised? At this point, my goodness. Wow.
Now, I hadn't given much credence to Duplantis' defeat in Monaco. He was down in 4th place a few weeks ago.
Yes.
It didn't send any ripples out for me, and it doesn't tonight. But how can you explain you're coming 4th in the Diamond League, and yet here he is jumping his best?
Yes, I think no one was really worried, but as a vaulter, when you have an off day, it does affect you a little bit. And I had heard, and I haven't spoken with him to confirm this, but I had heard that he just blew through all his poles in Monaco. That is not a bad problem to have, but unfortunately, if you run out, your hips aren't going to be peaking. You're going to be blown, having to respond. It just requires even more mental energy than a normal competition, because you know those medals are on the line. And so when I finished at 95, I was so fatigued. And I just kept thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to keep jumping, because I was on the stiffest pole I'd ever been on. And, you know, that was my personal best height. And, you know, I would have, but it just, I'm really happy that she wanted to share in that moment.
So no shares offered for Duplantis. He is the outright champion. This is his 6th consecutive title. He won in Tokyo. He won with a world record at the World Indoor Championships in Belgrade. Then he won in Eugene, and then 2 European titles to fill the gap between this and his 2nd consecutive world title. The world record height, 6'23". Not with the first attempt. He hits the bar with his feet on the way up.
With where he landed short, with seeing his legs coming down that slant. That's probably a bit shorter than he wanted to land. And my guess is he was under, and that's why it spit him out, and he kicked the bar and then landed there. When your step is too far under, the pole kind of picks you up and spits you off into the bar, and you're just not able to catch the bend the way that you want. So that's probably my guess as to what happened there. But he looked really fast. He was probably very excited, had a lot of adrenaline, and my guess is he'll just move a step back a little bit and be good this next attempt.
So when you mean under, do you mean when he's planting the pole right in the box, he's too close?
Fun, they're talking, they're out of world champs, they vaulted well. And now most pole vaulters that I know are also just genuinely fans of pole vault, so they just get to sit and watch and see what happens.
The crowd stands up. They are being treated to a world record attempt. He is going to ask for the crowd support. So Duplantis, we think perhaps too much speed, too much pizzazz came up on the mat and the pole a little bit fast. Mondo Duplantis, let's see if he's made any adjustments. He attempts a world record. Oh, that was close for Mondo Duplantis.
I still think, I mean, it's a stiff pole. Like he is high in the air. So there's a couple things he could do. I didn't get a good view of his step. He might have been slightly under. It was better because he landed a bit farther back, but he could choose to move his standards closer to where his hips are peaking. He could move a step on the runway to try and come into that just a bit more efficiently. Honestly, I'm not sure what he's going to choose to do, but there are many variables that we go through in the pole vault. And that is what makes it so challenging, is just trying to figure out what's that perfect one that's going to get me what I want.
And as a competitor, so we can see here, just I'll let you see if you saw anything else with the replay there. He's definitely coming down on the bar.
Yep, definitely coming down on the bar. And again, it looks like maybe a touch under on that step, but he's still, what he does really well is he just adapts. He's on poles in a way that women quite haven't. We haven't seen a lot of anyways, where they're just continuing to rise off the pole for quite a bit longer than the women are.
So Mondo Duplantis, 2 attempts so far. The second was better than the first.
And the entire stadium was clapping for him, and I'm sure all eyes will be on him for this final attempt.
So there is a slight pause in the action in the stadium. We've got a decathlon to go for the men and 2 4x1 relays, but at the moment, the entirety of this 35,000-seat stadium is focused on Mondo Duplantis. He's got a third and final attempt at a world record. He's getting closer. Could he possibly treat us to another world record in a championship environment? Mondo Duplantis, 6:23. No, not this time.
That was better, but my goodness, what a day.
We've been spoiled so many times by a third-time world record from Mondo Duplantis, but he is slightly, ever so slightly human.
Oh my gosh, yes. Barely. He's just, it's so awesome. It's so fun to watch him. He's so good for the sport.
So Duplantis defeats the rest of the opposition. He takes the Turkish, he takes the Swedish flag. That will be off Kajsa Bergqvist. Becomes Sweden's second gold medalist of the championships. Him and Daniel Stahl, top of the podium. Perseus Karlström, if you don't know that name, certainly go and check it out. He's a great race walker, very, very entertaining. He took an inspired silver on Heroes Square in a 35-kilometer race walk. Duplantis, now finally he can take those shoes off for the last time. He can celebrate. The other medalists have patiently waited for him. And it's John Obiema taking the first ever silver medal for the Philippines at the World Championships. Supremely well to equal his area record, his Asian record, with a 6-meter clearance. And Curtis Marshall and Christopher Nielsen